You're listening to Heroes in the Moment.
What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
Today, welcome to this week's latest superhero news.
Dude, so much content.
So much content.
So much.
So we're excited, of course, to the latest superhero news this week. We're going to be talking about San Diego Comic-Con and what all happened there because, holy cow, they released so much stuff and we have so much to cover.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. We're going to be busy.
DC, they gave us, not much at all, and they're like, yeah, here you go. And then Marvel released a whole nuclear bomb worth of stuff. And
here's our complete plan.
I know.
By the way,
here's what's going on.
Thanks.
And me thinking that this is what they're going to do for D23 Expo and not this, but who knows what they got planned for that now? Because they said that was going to be even bigger. So I'm like, oh
bigger
my gosh,
than this?
That's what they said. So
they probably just announced
we'll
maybe
see.
more Phase 6 projects.
We'll see. So right off the bat, let's get into DC. We're going to talk about DC first, and of course, we'll spend brief time because they didn't do quite a lot. So we got to talk about, they released, of course, the Shazam Fury of the Gods trailer, which our breakdown for that is coming out this Saturday. So stay tuned for that. And
already recorded it.
Already recorded. So that's coming out this Saturday. So we're excited. And of course, we don't know how that's going to be. The trailer looks a little bit,
kind of mid, kind of
possibly mid. So we'll see what happens with that. And then they released a little Black Adam snippet. And in this Black Adam snippet, we get a great look at Dr. Fate. And he looks incredible.
Dude, he looks amazing.
I'm so excited because it definitely seems like the Justice Society of America is going to have a huge part in this movie, which I think they should. And then, of course, we see them fighting against Black Adam, which makes me hyped.
I know.
Because I'm I honestly think this movie is going to be actually really good.
I think I'm calling it right now. I'm going to give it a 7.5, and it's going to be one of the best DCU. Dang it! DCEU films. I always mess it up.
I'm gonna give it a 7 right now.
I can't tell you how excited I am.
I'm excited.
I really am.
I think it genuinely might be really, really good because they've been working on it a while, and taking their time. So I'm hoping for another banger from DC because they've been on fire. So
yeah,
we'll see, and hopefully Shazam doesn't ruin that in December. I don't know. We'll see, but that's pretty much it for DC. I mean, do you have anything to add about DC?
I mean, not really. I'm glad we got to see another look at the Justice Society, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't put anything out there.
They didn't give any direction on what they're doing in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because they don't know.
Which I'm sad. Obviously, right? Discovery now kind of owns some media, but no plan whatsoever.
Maybe they're saving that for DC fandom come later this year, but I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see because as of right now, we're what's gonna happen, DC?
Yeah, Ezra
what you
Miller,
gonna do?
any reboots?
Yeah, what are we talking about, DC? Get your head in the game because you need to be there because right now Marvel's at a point to where you could bring it back up if you wanted to.
Facts.
But right now they're still in shambles, but we'll see what happens. All right, so to move on from DC, we're now going to talk about Marvel because we have to spend quite a bit of time on Marvel because they release so much
Get ready.
stuff. So we're gonna spend quite a bit of time.
Children.
Obviously, we're going to spend more time on the bigger projects that needs to be talked about or the ones coming sooner, because obviously those are the big ones that y'all want to hear about, and that's the big ones we want to talk about. So, first off, right off the bat, we have to say that they've officially announced the title of Phase 4, 5, and 6, and that's going to be, of course, we have the Infinity Saga, and now we're in the Multiverse
Saga. And, I mean, everyone saw this coming.
Oh, for sure.
With Loki, with No Way Home, dude, with Multiverse of Madness, I mean, dude. Wasn't a shocker, but at least we get to hear the confirmation.
We get to hear the confirmation that it is officially called the Multiverse Saga, and of course we get to see its beginning to the end. Of course, it's starting with WandaVision and ending with an amazing, cool, we're excited for a film that we'll talk about a little bit later. So I'm super excited for this Multiverse Saga, and of course it is crazy to get confirmation of when Phase 4 is going to end, and then Phase 5 starts and ends. They release the whole slate of Phase 5. And then they released 3 films for Phase 6. And
Phase 6.
8 other projects they are unannounced for Phase 6.
Really?
So I'm like, whoa, what are we going to get? 8 other ones.
Holy
So
dude.
I'm assuming maybe 4 movies, 4 shows or something like that.
Yeah,
we'll
probably.
see. But it has been confirmed that Phase 4 will end after Black Panther Wakanda Forever. So hopefully it will end on a good note.
Yeah, dude. I think there's a reason they saved that one for last.
Yeah.
I really think that one's going to be the best one from that phase. And then obviously introducing Doom apparently is what the rumors in the league say.
Yeah.
So obviously Doom and Kang are going to have a huge role in 5 and 6.
And I'm thinking, of course, we're going to get Doom in the end credit scene is what I'm thinking for sure. And I think that, of course, Kang has been pretty much confirmed that he's the villain of this phase. And I think they're going to tag team Doctor Doom as well. So Doctor Doom and Kang to be the villains of the Multiverse Saga.
Crazy.
That would be great.
2 of them. Wow.
Because, of course, prior to the Infinity Saga and prior to Thanos being introduced to the MCU, Kang and Doom were both bigger than Thanos was, and more popular characters. So I can't wait to see them come to light in this phases. So I'm super excited for that. All right. So first off, we're going to talk about the animation. We're going to start with that and what they released there because they talked about it Friday. And at first I thought, okay, they just released a little bit snippets of that and showed a little bit. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Moving on. And then, of course, on Saturday, they just absolutely bombed us with so much, which is exciting. So first off, we got to talk about what's coming the soonest. MCU relating, and that is August 10th. We are getting I Am Groot, which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
It looks hilarious.
Dude, the trailer looks hilarious.
It does.
First of all, man, anything recently that James Gunn touches is absolute gold, man. The man has not had a miss. He's found his niche with his characters. He's freaking killing it.
Yeah.
But it looks hilarious. It looks
funny.
really unique. It looks creative.
It's gonna be just 5 shorts. There's shorts, which makes sense. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I don't know if they're gonna release them all at once or weekly, but I don't really know.
If they're shorts, I would assume they'd be released all at once.
If I was them, I would release it all at once.
Yeah.
To be honest. So I'm excited for that. We will break it down, but we won't do it week by week. We'll probably just do it one podcast. Ultimately, when they're all out,
reviewing it.
When we review the shorts of I Am Groot, which I'm excited for.
I actually really am excited for.
I know, Baby Groot. Who can
Baby
beat
Groot?
that? We just need an I Am Groot plus Baby Yoda Grogu special, and then that'll break the internet.
Morbius.
Plus
one's
Morbius.
Morbin and one's Grootin' the whole time. Think about it.
Be genius movie right there. Next up, we got to talk about Spider-Man freshman year coming in 2024, and there's some questions surrounding it. Now we are questioning, is it canon or are they retconning stuff?
Because I mean, we get to see Norman in that kind of like mentorship role.
Right.
We get to see dang it, what's his laboratory called?
Oscorp.
We get to see Oscorp in it, so it doesn't make sense if it's canon
If he
because
didn't
he'd
know about Norman
all,
Osborn.
all this stuff.
Right. And then, of course, we see an image of his coterie of supervillains that it shows Doc Ock in there. And I'm like, he would have known then already, Doc Ock.
Who Doc Ock was.
Right.
But, like, to be honest, it doesn't change anything at all if it's not canon. Like,
No.
that doesn't turn me off at all. And, in fact, I think I might like better maybe, like, not canon.
Right.
I feel like that gives them way more freedom to do
Whatever
they want
to do.
And it looks like they're doing that.
Yeah.
So I say props to them, man.
I think this show's going to be great. It gives us, like, it's animated like a comic book. So that's going to be cool.
Dude, the animation, like, it really looks like it's from the 90s.
It does.
Is what I would say. And that looks like pretty hype. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. But we'll see if it's still canon. Because when they originally announced it, they did say it is canon. It is Tom Holland's Spider-Man prior to Civil War when he first becomes Spider-Man.
And throws in all the villains. He actually
and then
doesn't
apparently
know.
he faces all these villains and then he forgets them all. I don't know how that works. So we'll see. Or maybe they were just showing that.
Crazy.
I don't know. And then they also show Scorpion in the villains. And of course, he was in Homecoming and to set him up for later and stuff. So there's so much going on that I wouldn't be mad if they didn't canonize it. But if it is canon, I do hope that they address or explain, why these characters are in it or if they're in it or what.
It's a short-term memory loss.
Very possible. Poor Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Poor Spider-Man.
Poor Spider-Man.
Wait, who am I fighting again?
I don't know. We'll see. Wait, Doc Ock? What?
I'm Spider-Man.
We'll see. But I'm excited nonetheless. Okay, so next up, we got to talk about What If Season 2.
I'm so excited,
after
man.
Black Panther, you may not be after I say something. After Black Panther is going to be the first Phase 5 project, I'm assuming. And it's coming in early 2023, so I'm assuming like January, February 2023. So, and we do have some confirmed episodes that I have to talk about.
All right.
And the first one being Captain Carter versus Hydra Stomper.
Ooh.
So that one, I'm like, why is that a what if? But anyway.
I know. Well, is it Haley Atwell?
Yeah, probably. I'm assuming.
All right.
So we'll see. The next up, another one is an unknown Hela episode. That's going to be about Hela.
We do need to get to see more of Hela.
Right, so
I'm excited.
I'm assuming that one. Another one that's confirmed is going to be Odin versus the Mandarin from Shang-Chi. That one's a bit interesting. I don't know.
Odin versus Mandarin?
Yeah. So
Also, going back to the Hela one, it'd probably be what if Hela was Thor?
Could
Think
be
about it.
Yeah.
Like, what if the firstborn was?
Right.
But Odin versus the
Mandarin.
Bro, what if it's crazy? Because with the animation and the what if, you can do whatever you want. Like, literally whatever you want, man.
So
I love that idea.
We'll see. And the next up, we're getting Captain Carter meets the Winter Soldier.
Well, first, that one's crazy cool. Winter Soldier's my favorite. But why she get 2 episodes?
Why is she getting so much? Yeah.
We already got her in 1. And the one she was in the first season was the worst episode.
Right. So,
I mean, I'm excited. She's probably going to turn around, throw that shield, and he's going to catch it.
Yeah. So,
I hope he kicks her butt, man.
I know. We'll see. And who knows? It could be like a different Winter Soldier. It could be a different person. I don't know.
Ooh.
We'll see. Next up, we have, and finally, this is the only other one confirmed because we know we're going to get more, but this is the only other one is Iron Man on Sakaar, being after, when he threw the missile up into space in Avengers 1, he went to Sakaar. And of course, with Valkyrie going to be there and possibly Hulk.
Wow.
So that's the confirmed episode so far of What If Season 2.
I'm excited. I think it'll be just as good as Season 1.
Yeah.
And like I said, y'all know I'm a big What If lover, so we'll see, man.
We'll see. I mean, I hope it's good. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan aside from a few episodes of Season 1, so we'll see what happens. Next up, we get some more announcement and confirmation about X-Men 97. Coming fall 2023, we get glimpses of the characters, and they're saying that it will start right off the bat from where the last one left off. And
really?
If you guys don't know where the last one left off, Professor X was in like a coma, and Magneto's going to be starting to lead the X-Men team. And they're going to do that comic book run.
Magneto lead next. That'd be crazy.
It will be crazy. So I'm excited for it. And we get the glimpses of the team and the new looks and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it and how they're going to do it. Obviously, it's not canon, so they can do anything they want with it. So I'm excited for X-Men 97 because the original anime series was really good. So I hope they
I still haven't seen it all the way through.
You need to watch it. Season 1's the best.
I just have a hard time with the animation sometimes.
I understand.
It's
it
really
is older
grainy.
animation, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, then we got something that is super exciting, and I know you're super excited about this, and that is Marvel Zombies.
Oh, dude, Zombies was one of the best episodes from What If Season 1.
It was really good.
And it led up to something. You're like, well, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, and it's also really cool, and I know you'll love this, and that is, it is confirmed that this animated series will be TVMA.
Dude,
so
listen, well, not only does that give me hope for everything, but it gives me hope for everything, man. like think about it, dude. Obviously, we know Daredevil's coming out later, and if they're making the animated show, MA, like what can they do with the Born Again
and then
show?
plus, releasing Deadpool 2, and Logan
on Disney Plus. First of all, I love you, Disney. Well, I'm not going to go that far. I've been hating y'all recently, but that's a major move.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 3 R-rated movies on your platform, so love you all for that.
And we're super glad, of course, the announcement of Marvel Zombies being a Disney Plus series being TVMA.
Yeah. And they released the whole freaking cast too. With
they released the characters,
the
and
characters.
We'll talk about them right now. So the characters we're going to get, Yelena Belova is obviously going to be one.
She's going to be one of the good guys.
She's going to be one of the good guys. So I'm assuming she was going to be played by Florence Pugh. I don't know for sure. We're getting Kate Bishop. Going to be in it. We're getting Jimmy Woo, the legend. I
saw that legend
Jimmy Woo, going to be in this show. And I'm assuming the guy who plays him will play him. Yeah. And then we're getting Shang-Chi in this show, which is exciting.
Shang-Chi would be really cool.
Yep, in this. We're getting a death dealer from Shang-Chi, one of the death dealers of the Ten Rings organization, which is interesting as well. We're getting the Red Guardian.
I'm excited. I was wondering where he was going to show up after Black Widow.
Yeah, so we're getting him. We're getting Katie from Shang-Chi.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting Katie.
Holy
I'm assuming it's played by Awkwafina. I don't know. And then I can't remember if there's one character I'm missing or that's it. I think that's it. That the characters that are confirmed for the lineup of the show.
All right.
So good lineup, honestly. Pretty good lineup. So I'm excited for the show. It's pretty much a lineup of all the new characters that they've introduced. Pretty much.
Like they introduced them already, and now I guess they're just gonna flesh out some of their stories.
And the legend Jimmy Woo better be the main character.
Dude,
that's all I'm saying.
John Krasinski,
right there.
Dude, he's gonna kill it, man. I'm really excited to see Zombies. I can't believe it's MA. I really can't.
I'm proud of Disney for that.
Dude, I love you guys.
I mean, obviously, I don't expect language. I expect the rating because of the gore. So
yeah, I mean, it's zombies. You're gonna have like corpse walking around and stuff.
So I'm excited for that. All right, now we got to head over to a next segment. So that was pretty much concludes Marvel Animation and what they announced there.
Okay.
So now we got to talk about the movies and the shows, series that they released and talking about. So first off, we're going to start off with Phase 4. So obviously we get a She-Hulk. We get a brand new look, a trailer for that. We will break that down at we don't know yet when.
Undisclosed time.
We'll break that down.
You can't know yet.
But then it gives us some really cool cameos and really cool stuff that we'll talk about in that trailer. We're not going to mention it here because we want you guys to go listen to that podcast.
Yes, we can't spoil it for y'all.
Yeah, but that's coming out late August. So somewhere in late August. Right. So I'm excited for She-Hulk, and hopefully it won't be as dumb as some of the trailers have been. And it is a little bit more fun.
That's coming out August of this year or next year?
This year, yeah.
Wait, isn't Groot coming out in August?
Yeah,
too?
It's coming out early August. Groot is, and then She-Hulk's coming out late
Groot,
August.
it's not going to be released.
It needs to be all together.
Yeah, all together, because they wouldn't do 2 overlapping series.
Right, of the same Marvel Studios. So we'll see with that. And the next up, of course, it is revealed that, of course, Black Panther is the last film of Phase 4, and that trailer breakdown's coming soon as well.
Facts.
So check that one out as we break it down because it's one of the best trailers in the MCU. So
That's great. That one's coming out Thursday. Thursday, yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be next after this one. Now we got to talk about Phase 5 because it was unveiled Phase 5 because at first I thought this was still going to be Phase 4. Some of these movies and TV shows, we thought it was still going to be Phase 4, but in actuality, it is now Phase 5.
Well, thank God Phase 4 is almost over, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been hard. And despite the massive amount of content, to be honest, Michael, it's probably my least favorite phase.
I understand that. Really, I can
Phase 1 and 3 were absolutely great. Phase
2 was good.
Phase is 2 pretty
2's
good.
underrated. 2's got Winter Soldier, dude. And Guardians of the Galaxy.
Dark World, baby, that's all you need.
Oh, Dark World.
Dude, I watched it yesterday.
Really?
Actually, yeah.
I
didn't hate it, really.
Really?
I kind of enjoyed it.
Better than Thor: Love and Thunder still?
Yes, it is better. I confirmed. It is better.
Confirming that. Still not doing too well at the box office currently. All right, anyway.
I'd love to see it.
I know. All right, so we're going to start off with the first film coming from Phase 5, coming out in February 2023, and that is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
The first one for Phase 5.
The first movie of Phase 5, and I'm actually super hyped for this.
So tell me, what do you think is going to happen, like, for the plot synopsis? Like, I just have a weird time seeing how they're going to put Kang in this movie. Also, Cassius,
first,
Stryker.
let's talk about of course, we get the new poster. We got a new poster that displays, of course, Ant-Man and Wasp, and then we see a purple figure that's wearing a suit, and that's obviously Cassie as stature, and then we get our first look at Kang in the overshadowing corner of that in the posters. So that looks really cool. But they also showed footage and a trailer, but it's not, of course, wasn't released to the public at Comic-Con. And in this trailer, we get footage of Kang. We get footage of MODOK, who's confirmed to be in this movie. MODOK.
See, MODOK could be
I think MODOK may be the main villain of this movie.
MODOK's big enough to be like a villain for like a whole phase.
I feel like about that.
At least for sure, he can't be a one and done, man.
I don't think he's
MODOK's
big enough to be a whole phase
better
villain,
known villains.
But I feel like he's big enough of a villain to keep around, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not like a whole phase villain, but a movie villain, but keep around.
So like maybe just him, and then you see Kang like pulling the strings the whole time.
Yes,
right.
Because in this trailer,
that would make sense.
Ant-Man and Kang have an interaction at the very end of the trailer. And Ant-Man says, I'm an Avenger. And then Kang goes, oh, you're an Avenger? Have I killed you before? And it ends. And I was like, oh!
Wait, for real?
Yeah, that's how the trailer ends.
No way.
Now, I obviously haven't seen it, but that's what I've heard from other people.
Yeah.
So
that would make sense, because I was just assuming Kang would be like the bad guy of this film.
He's not the bad guy of this movie.
That's not a fair fight at all. You fight against ants, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not the bad guy of this movie, but he's just going to be
probably
in it and overshadowing it and stuff like that.
Okay.
And of course, we get some more insight of Bill Murray's character, who's going to be in this movie as well. He's apparently like a villager in the quantum realm who's, when they all get sucked into the quantum realm. And he's helping them or something, or maybe he's the villain or something like that. So,
yeah, he turns into MODOK.
Could be. I don't know. But I'm excited for this movie. I think it's going to be very humor. I mean, because it's Ant-Man, obviously. But I hope it's the best out of the trilogy.
I think it will.
I really hope do. So. I mean, I also could see it being bad though too. If I'm being honest,
it can be worse than the second. I'll say that.
That's probably true. But we'll see. But I'm excited for it nonetheless. All right, to move on to Secret Invasion, we get a release that's coming spring 2023.
Super hype project.
Super hyped. And Kobe Smulders made it even hyper when she came out. Of course, she plays Maria Hill.
Yeah,
and she's going to be in it. And it was revealed that this series will be a thriller, very serious, very action-packed is what this movie is going to be.
I guess I picture it kind of like along the Winter Soldier type vibes with the whole like conspiracy.
It's going to be very Guess Who, right? And Don Cheadle is going to be in it. Kobe Smulders is going to be in it. And of course, Nick Fury of Samuel L. Jackson is going to be in it. And a lot of other characters like Emily Clark and stuff like that.
You think that would be like the main cast, those three? Like
I do. I think one of them will end up being a Skrull. If I'm being honest, I don't think it'll be Nick Fury, so that leaves Maria Hill and War Machine. So we'll see what happens there.
I think it's gonna be Kobe.
You think probably Maria Hill?
Yeah,
we'll see. But I'm excited for this. I hope they make it bigger of a scale than it is, because I think personally that this could have been the plot of the Marvels of Captain Marvel 2, the Marvels.
Yeah,
if it wanted to be. But I feel like it needs to be a bigger show, because I feel like there needs to be cameos in it. I feel like there needs to be a ton of characters, because it's got to be Guess Who. I want a huge reveal. I want somebody that we've known for a long time to end up being a Skrull.
Yeah,
I really do.
I almost feel like this should have been a movie.
I do. I agree.
If I'm being honest,
like it could have been.
I'm just kind of
Avengers, Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I'm just kind of worried that they're gonna turn this into another 6-episode, like typical format, like
which
they
we
did
don't know the length
in
of this.
Phase
So,
4. Well, we've seen longer projects in the future,
Yeah.
obviously confirmed, but I don't know. I
So-
feel like this is way more deserving than 6 episodes because, like you said, we're gonna have to see a lot of cameos and do a lot of guessing. So I don't know. Anywhere 8 to 12 would be pretty nice.
Right. So I really, really hope that they really make this show good. And obviously, you know, I have high hopes for it because this is my most anticipated Disney Plus show that they've had. So I'm super excited for it. And I really do think it could have been its own movie, Avengers Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
If they wanted
really-
it to be. It really could have been. But I really, really just hope that they shock us with this show because the comic books obviously did. So I'm excited for it.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Next up, we have another big one to talk about coming May 5th, 2023. And that is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Dude, I'm so excited.
I
man.
think it's going to be great.
I think it'll be the best one out of the trilogy.
I think it will
And
be.
that's saying a lot. The first one is a top 10 film
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It is.
Second one's still pretty decent, but dude, James Gunn's been on an absolute hot streak.
Yeah.
We know that this is the last time we're gonna see the Guardians together.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be hilarious, but it's also gonna be dark. We're gonna
It's
see
gonna
people
be
die.
emotional.
I
It's
think
gonna
we're
be
gonna
sad.
see Drax die because we know Dave Bautista,
Yeah.
his contract's up. He's not coming back
He's not coming
as he's
back, yeah.
confirmed. I think we could see, I don't know,
I
some
think
terrible fates
I
for our
think
characters.
Rocket is the big one.
Rocket might die. Yeah.
I think it's for sure going to be sad. The footage shows High Evolutionary is going to be the villain. Of course, which we knew that already. He's going to be played by none other than Myrn from Peacemaker.
It's a perfect casting.
Mhm.
Let me say, man,
Yeah.
perfect casting.
So, and I did hear from the panel that the movie is going to have a big focus on Rocket. Rocket's going to be a huge focus of this
Really?
movie, and his like creation and his tragic past, and it's going to be super emotional and sad.
Huh.
Also have that comedic ties because obviously it's Guardians of the Galaxy and James Gunn.
Yeah.
Um,
But that just
About
sounds like a recipe for success,
it does.
man.
It does because obviously Rocket's the fan favorite Guardian. And to see him grow, and if he does die, I'm going to bawl my eyes out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to punch everything. But
Dude, exactly that.
Rocket is my favorite Guardian, so I mean, I can't wait.
You more than Star-Lord?
Oh yeah, even more than
Oh,
Star-Lord.
wow.
So I can't wait for this movie because I think it's going to be super good. Definitely one of my most anticipated movies of the Marvel has been. So I'm excited for it.
I'm ready.
Next up, we have to talk about Echo, which was announced as coming summer 2023.
All I'm going to say is, man, if they hadn't announced that Charlie Cox and Vincent were returning to reprise their roles in this show, nobody would be talking about
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Like, really, there's a lot of other characters that could have given this show
Mhm.
to. First of all, I understand what Disney's trying to do, but man, like, she's just not an interesting enough
I
character.
know, like it's a show that nobody asked for.
Yeah,
and
she was written terribly in Hawkeye.
yeah, she was a
let's be
mediocre
honest.
character at Hawkeye and somebody that's not really that interesting. So to see her again in her own show, out of all the characters that they could do, like I'd much rather see a show about Yelena than I would like Echo or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, so
I don't even know how this would fit in, to
I
be
don't know.
honest.
I don't know, getting some more of that street level stuff that they've been teasing. and
There
stuff
would be a lot of Daredevil.
There better
I
be.
want to see something like Boba Fett, where Daredevil just comes in and steals like 3
Yeah.
episodes.
I hope so.
and
but
becomes Daredevil.
we'll see what happens. So I don't know. Nobody asked for this. All right. Next up, we have Loki season 2 confirmed to be coming out in summer 2023.
Mm.
And of course, it's been reported that Kang will appear in the show,
Yeah,
obviously, as the Conqueror version, not, of course, He Who Remains.
yeah.
So I'm excited for that. Of course, I'm assuming Loki, obviously, Sylvie, Mobius, all returning. So super
Say
excited.
Morbius?
Morbius.
Same person?
He is Morbius.
I think about that a lot, though.
Dude, honestly, though, I still, to this day, think that Mobius is one of the best side characters we've ever gotten in the MCU.
that's completely true. And that's due mostly in part to just Owen Wilson being Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
But he is written so well,
So
man.
well. Love
He's written
his
so
character.
well. And I'm
Love
excited
him.
to see him again.
I am too.
As far as the plot for the second season, I mean, the first season ended off crazy. Everything went
Right.
crazy.
And it ended on a cliffhanger. So.
What do you think even would happen in season
I think
2?
they're going to have a big deal with Kang and the variants of Kang and going after it because the TVA is in shambles. Apparently, it's being run by Kang now. And Ravonna, probably falling in love with Kang.
Ooh.
Stuff like that. So, I'm excited for Loki season 2. I personally really enjoyed season 1 of Loki. So, I'm excited for the second season coming summer.
Ka-chow.
All right. Next up, we have to talk about another film coming November 3rd, 2023, just a few days after Halloween, I will add, and that being Blade.
Blade. First of all, perfect timing, man.
Yeah.
That's no coincidence, dude.
No.
Talking about Blade, talking about Mahershala Ali. Dude's gonna freaking kill it.
Yeah. No other casting developments, though, unfortunately. We did not get no confirmation of Anthony Starr playing in this, so maybe we'll get that at D23.
If Anthony Starr plays Dracula, my life will be complete.
Oh, dude, yeah. It'll be great.
That'd be so good.
So I think this is another movie that needs to be serious, so I'm excited for it.
I want to know who they get to direct it.
I do, too. I think there is a director out there, but I think it's a no-name.
Okay.
I think it's a no-name director, so far as what I've heard, anyway, on several of these projects.
All right.
Next up, we got to talk about Ironheart, which is coming out fall 2023. And if, of course, like we said in our Black Panther podcast, you have to listen to that. Yeah. If it's done really well and her character's done really well in that movie, it will boost this show really well.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, this is a show I didn't ask for, but if she's a really cool character and really interesting in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, then I'm gonna be excited for the show.
Yeah, so, and I think it'd be, you know, what Miss Marvel could have been.
Right. Very
know,
well. It could be a lot better.
In that sense. So listen, like you said, if she's baller, I think we're just gonna be a lot more tried to her as a character, and the show is gonna show that in. And I hope
Ryan Coogler works on it then. You know,
or at least just has like a touch in the producing
or
something.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see another like coming of age kind of butchered story.
And I 100% get that for sure.
Yeah.
Next up, we have to talk about Agatha with a name change from House of Harkness to Agatha Coven of Chaos. What do you think about that? It's coming winter 2023/2024.
As far as a name change, I don't really care. No, I think it's going to be the same thing. I know a lot of people are sleeping on this project. And this is also a project no one like directly asked for. But I think I personally am really excited for this. Yeah. We saw how well Agatha Harkness was written in WandaVision. Right. She was an amazing character, an amazing villain. Catherine Han, however you say it.
Yeah.
Dude, she freaking killed the role. So to see her backstory, to see like the true extent of her powers, I'm excited because she's, you know, she just looks like a kind of a Karen up front, but she's horrifying.
She is. So, and I'm excited. And apparently Wanda is rumored to appear in the show, which would make sense. Because obviously she's not dead.
Yeah.
Duh. So I am excited because, I mean, coming from a WandaVision fan who loved WandaVision.
It's still my favorite MCU show.
I'm excited for Agatha Coven of Chaos. So coming winter 2023/2024. Now we got to get into our big ones, our big announcements, the ones we didn't know about,
big boy pants.
The big stuff, the ones that are finishing out phase 5. But before I talk about that, a word from our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have sponsors. Sponsor us. Anyway. All right. Before we get into that, they didn't release any details about Armor Wars, which is shocking because it was an announced project. So I wonder if they either scrapped it or they're trying to move it around.
That's one of the 8 projects for Phase 6 that hasn't been confirmed.
Probably, but it's been confirmed though.
So well, I guess not officially announced or nothing.
Or like a release date yet.
Well, I mean, Falcon Winter Soldier built up perfectly into that, you know? So I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, and I was expecting it sooner rather than later too, so I'm a bit shocked. I was expecting it to come out next year, you know, sometime. So I don't know if they're like thinking about like not doing it or what, but anyway. All right, so now to get into our big ones. First off, we have to talk about a movie coming out May 3rd, 2024, and that being a missed opportunity for it to come out July. But anyway, Captain America: New World Order.
Dude, I'm so hyped for this one, man.
The 4th installment to the Captain America series.
I'm trying to think. All right, so obviously we know Sam Wilson's he's taking up his role as a new Cap.
He's Captain America.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier finale was amazing. I loved it. So with the title New World Order, it got me like questioning, like, what would this film be about?
I think it's going to be political. I think that
it seems very. You get a black man,
right.
Being
so having Sam Wilson as Captain America, deal with the effects from that, and a New World Order, him being Captain America, and also Bucky's for sure going to be in it.
Dude, he better be,
He's
man.
Gonna be in it. And Sharon Carter I'm pretty sure she's got to be in it. And I think that villain wise, I'm not exactly sure. I think there's potentially like Serpent Society I would like to see maybe.
It's going to be a political or a governmental agency. It has to be with a New World Order.
And I mean, with Sharon Carter doing some sus stuff at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, that could possibly, carry out into Captain America New World Order and seeing what's going on there and the effects of that. So I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for the project. I'm not too hype on the director. I forget his name. But, I've seen some of his projects. Yeah. And a lot of them are not good, and he's never done anything like this before. So I'm kind of on the fence about
We'll
it.
see,
But
so-
it has the recipes for
It
success.
does.
It really does.
And I hope it's good. I mean, I'm cheering for it to be good. Of course, it's the 4th installment of Captain America. But I can also have it see a lot of problems of it being a Captain America film and
or trying to be too political,
right.
you know.
And also a lot of fans not liking it because Steve Rogers isn't Captain America in it.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well, listen, I'm the biggest Steve Rogers, Chris Evans as Steve Rogers as Captain America fan, and I really am excited to see Wilson as Cap.
I am too. So we'll see what happens with that. Next up, we have to talk about, of course, probably one of your favorites. Well, maybe. And that being Daredevil Born Again coming spring 2024.
I think the craziest thing with this is 18 episodes.
18 episodes.
So that, first of all, that
Season
absolutely, that boggles me. And that's just season 1. So first of all, I don't think they're going to do weekly. Like I said, maybe 3 or 4, release like periodically.
Yeah.
But I really do have mixed feelings about this. On one hand, I like that Disney is going out of the way, that they're doing, even suggestion that Born Again, it's a reference to the Netflix show. And I like what they're doing, giving them a comic accuracy, all this stuff. But at the same time, like, this show is always going to be compared
to the original
Netflix one, which is still, in my opinion, like, quite possibly the best thing Marvel has touched, at least movie or TV wise. It's phenomenal, the 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So I still don't understand. I know we've talked about this before, but I really think it would benefit more from a movie.
I think it should be a movie. I agree 100%.
Like really. Obviously, we got 3 seasons on Netflix each, like.
And that's still
episodes.
not canon, apparently.
Yeah, and it's still not. And they could have easily made it because they got pretty much the same.
They should
characters.
make it canon. And I mean, I feel like Daredevil's a character that's worthy of a movie. So I feel like seeing him as a movie, getting an origin story or something like that, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But we are getting 18 episodes, and I personally that's really cool. And this show is based upon we say Daredevil Born Again. Not only is it a reference to coming back from the show, but it's also a reference to a comic book titled Daredevil Born Again. And this comic book is one of the darkest Daredevil stories, one of the darkest comic books in comic book history of Marvel.
Read it. Born Again.
Daredevil Born Again. It's very, very, very dark. So I'm hoping that they they show
build
that
on that, and that honestly, like, that gives me a hope seeing what they're doing with zombies, giving that a mature. I think this series should definitely be mature.
Right.
In fact, I'd be disappointed if it just came out as a PG-13.
Yeah, I think Kevin Feige for sure is listening to the fans. Being disappointed with the 6-episode formula. And being disappointed with, being too kiddie to, Disney.
I mean, talking about Daredevil, he's out fighting, criminals in Hell's Kitchen, dude. Like, that's not your typical kitty.
No.
Focus on the adults for this one.
Right.
Obviously, they got Vincent coming back.
We got Charlie Cox and Vincent.
Which I'm super excited. And I think this show is perfect way to reintroduce the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like why would you
true.
not? I have a hard time seeing him just getting his own show or movie.
And putting him in Midnight Suns.
Yeah, Midnight. Oh, dude,
I have
that
a great
was a
pitch
project
for
for 2026.
I have a great pitch for that. But anyway,
I'm
excited for that.
I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm hesitant because, like I said, it's always going to be compared, always. So,
but it's just exciting to see him back and in full force. Because I mean, obviously, dang, he's getting a lot of projects. Obviously starting with No Way Home, he's going to be in She-Hulk. Already confirmed. He's going to be in his own series. He's going to be in Echo. He's back with a vengeance.
He is. And the only thing I worry about sometimes too is his age, because Charlie Cox is in his young 40s, and obviously Daredevil is a younger guy, and you got to be really in fit.
I mean, he looks good though for his age.
He does look good. Charlie Cox is great, so I just hope that whatever they do with him, they don't wait too long. Yeah. But I love you, Charlie.
I do.
Big fan here, man.
I'm excited. All right, next up we have to talk about a movie that we had no idea about. So that's cool. We didn't know about it. We had theories about it. And it was officially announced at Comic-Con, that being coming out July 26, 2024, Thunderbolts.
I'm excited.
Marvel Suicide Squad,
Well, yeah, what can I say? First of all, man, get James Gunn up on that joint.
That would be great.
We still don't know who's directing it, and I feel like that will determine how good this movie is.
I heard a rumor that it's possible that the director's going to be a no-name. So I saw a name on it or something like that. It said director. and I think it was a no-name director.
Okay.
So, but I don't know. I would love James Gunn on it. I think it'd be great, but we'll see.
I mean, you talking about you putting together all these characters and try to make them feel like that's a really hard job as a director.
It is.
But they've been building this up for so long,
They
Michael.
have been. Ever since Falcon Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier. I mean, you got
our girl Valentina.
You got Wyatt Russell. First of all, I love his character, by the way, man. You got Yelena. You got Abomination. Ghost, my favorite villain.
Taskmaster, probably.
Recast Taskmaster,
Bucky,
please.
probably, maybe. Zemo.
Dude, Bucky would be, if Bucky was like the moral compass for the team or something, that would be great.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I'm
no Red Hulk.
assuming they're going to make, if I had to guess, I would guess that they would make Florence Pugh / Yelena the main character of this movie. I'm not sure, but it's also rumored that Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, is going to be in it.
Really?
So
I just hope, man, like we've seen those other characters fleshed out pretty well.
Yeah.
I hope we get to just see these, I don't know, like these villains and these anti-heroes just like do stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like really.
And I'm excited for it. And of course, we see Valentina, going to be running the show with this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I can see this movie either being really good or really bad.
Really bad.
So I hope they have the recipe for success again.
That's the word of the day.
But
more than just
that is the word of the day.
Recipe
so we'll
for
see.
success. They have it. They just need a good director who can be able to fit these characters well together for a common goal.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
so we'll see. So
I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm glad they finally
love
announced
that
it. We
idea.
know they've been building up to it since Falcon Winter Soldier, and then more in Black Widow, and then in Hawkeye, and other projects. So I'm excited for that. Next up, we got to make another transition for probably the 3 biggest projects that we're going to talk about today, and that being of Phase 6. So only 3 were announced. There was going to be 8 other projects not announced. I'm assuming are going to be announced at D23, or they may save some of the stuff. I'm assuming probably 4 movies, 4 shows. I'm not exactly sure. So real quick, we'll talk about these 3 movies, and then we're going to talk about what those 8 things could possibly be.
Okay.
We'll do that real quick. So in Phase 6, right off the bat, coming out November 8th, 2024, is Fantastic Four.
Wow. 2024.
2024. I'm glad that they did that.
Yeah. 4.
Makes sense. Fantastic Four, 2024.
Listen, man.
This is going to be the first movie of Phase 6.
For this project.
I'm so excited.
I just want details, man.
I know. I'm just excited to...
who's starring in it?
I think, I'm excited to, have, hopefully, the Fantastic Four to get its justice that it's deserved, because they're huge characters. I mean, they're huge. I mean, back previous to, Avengers, they were bigger than the Avengers.
Bigger than Avengers.
So,
I mean, I think apart from Spider-Man, they're like the biggest comic characters.
X-Men, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Fantastic Four were always the biggest until, of course, the Avengers movies.
They're absolutely huge.
So, I'm excited to have them back. My theory is I think the director and cast will come out at D23 Expo. And the reason I say cast as well is because it's being reported that the cast will appear, the Fantastic Four cast will appear in the end credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Really?
Yes.
So what?
And possibly Reed Richards being in the movie itself.
So they I wonder how long. Obviously, Marvel already has the cast. Like, there's no question about it. I wonder how long they've been able to keep that a secret.
I know,
like,
because
that's huge.
We've seen the leaks, and a lot of the leaks recently have been true. Very much true.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't had any leaks of the cast yet.
Dude, I saw a leak a month ago about the plot synopsis for Wakanda Forever, and it was exactly the same as when Marvel just released.
Right. So
they've
been leaking stuff lately, but we'll see what happens with that. But I'm excited for this movie. I think it's going to be great. Obviously, Doctor Doom's got to be in it. I don't know if he'll be the main villain, or if he'll
I
just
would
be in it.
save it initially. You can't just put Doom as your initial first villain, because they're going to at least get a trilogy.
Right. And I feel like, the Fantastic Four is going to get a trilogy, and I feel like Doctor Doom is going to be in every single movie of that trilogy.
Yeah.
So, because he's obviously,
and then fight him directly, maybe third one.
So, we'll see what happens with that. And obviously, of course, in the next projects, he's going to be a huge player in those as well.
I'm just really excited that they're getting their own unique introduction before these next movies we're going to talk about.
I agree. All right, next up, we have 2 huge ones to talk about, and that be coming out in May 2nd, 2025. Quite a bit away, but still exciting nonetheless. Is our next and 5th installment in the Avengers film franchise, and that is Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
So this will be
part one. This will be a part one.
We were talking about this earlier when we weren't recording, but it just seems weird to me that, I don't know, maybe they just give it that specific name. Like, why call it Kang Dynasty?
It kind of reminds me of like Age of Ultron.
Yeah,
because you have Age of Ultron.
Is he
going to
be like the main villain of this film, or is he going to be the main villain of the phase, or of both movies coming out that year?
I mean, he's obviously the main villain of the
Kang
phase.
Dynasty?
He's the main villain of the phase for sure because he's obviously ending in the Avengers movies. But I think the Kang Dynasty is going to play into him coming against the Avengers and him being like, I don't need you guys. You all need to die or whatever.
Yeah.
And y'all are in my way. And then, of course, that's going to build into the part 2 that we'll see later. That's going to be awesome and have everybody in it in the world.
And that will be all right. So, do you think that the Kang Dynasty will be separate from what we see in the Secret Wars comics?
I think it'll be similar. I think it's going to be built up, because all that stuff plays together. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different because, of course, the Infinity War and Endgame were based off the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and it was different. So I think it's going to be different, but for sure it's going to be really good. The Avengers lineup in this, I think that, obviously we're going to have
They got to bring back everybody we've seen.
I think everybody we've seen is going to be in it as, Avengers and stuff to come into this Kang Dynasty. Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Shuri, Shang-Chi.
I wonder where Eternals would ever fit.
I think Eternals will be in it too. I
Really?
think Fantastic Four is going to be in it. I think there's going to be so much in it. Let me rephrase. I think Kang Dynasty may be a focus on the main Avengers team. And then the next one's going to focus on everybody.
Yeah. I think maybe with Kang Dynasty, we're going to see that main Avengers team, like, just established. Yeah. Like, all right, these kind of are your core, like,
these
Strange,
are the Avengers right now.
Probably not Spider-Man, because he's kind of
I say he'll probably be in it, but...
Scarlet Witch.
We'll see. I don't know. It's crazy.
Hulk and Thor.
I
don't know who else, but I think that this movie would be them coming together to fight Kang.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned earlier, at the very end, we see them transported to Battleworld.
I think for sure
where everyone else
it's gonna have a blip like thing because it's got to have a cliffhanger because the blip, of course, in Infinity War was so recognizable, so crazy. Everybody was shocked. They need another shock factor. For part 1 of the Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. They need everybody transported to Battleworld, and then I feel like they're going to have multiverse people as well. Everybody going to be in this crazy thing.
Bigger stakes than Endgame.
And then, of course,
huge.
November 7th, 2025 is coming out, Avengers Secret War. Avengers Secret War, so that's exciting. I think it has the recipe for sure. Recipe success.
Recipe for success. It does have it,
to become the biggest, highest-grossing movie of all time if it works it right and builds it up right and has these characters in it. But
you talking about Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men,
Eternals, Guardians of the
Galaxy. But not only that, you have all these characters on the good side. But in the Secret Wars comics, they're fighting all their villains at the same time.
Yep.
So I don't know if it'll be all of them versus Doom or Kang or one, or if they're gonna pull in all of their villains.
Dude,
and then after they beat them, then it's like a battle against the main guys.
Unless they do like battles against themselves. Like, you have this multiverse version of, let's say, Wolverine, for example. We see Hugh Jackman versus, somebody from the MCU fight or something like that.
Dude, I got goosebumps.
How crazy is that going to
be?
Like seeing all of these characters come together in fruition for the first time on the big screen.
Would this be the first time the X-Men are introduced, like, or maybe like the end credit?
I think they're going to have a project in Phase 6. I think they will. Obviously, I think they're building up to it. They've been building up to it as we've seen. So it's exciting to know that and exciting to see all these characters come together into Phase 6 to finish it off in Secret Wars. But my question is, do you think that Secret Wars is too soon? Do you think it should be pushed back a little bit further?
I do think it's too soon. I think Secret Wars obviously is like an end game event.
It is.
There is a 10-year build up to Endgame.
Yeah.
And they had it planned out from the very get go. Initially, Phase 4 didn't seem super well planned out, but initially, like, just 3 phases in, we're getting Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I feel like at least, I feel like they could push that through like 3 movies, even 4 if they wanted to.
They could.
For a money grab.
Both of them are coming out in 2025 too. That's crazy enough.
I know.
Because I would have pushed, if I was them, I would have pushed Secret Wars 2026 at least. Because that would at least be 6 years build up instead of 5 years build up.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they delayed it.
I think they might.
Like really.
I think they might. And I think they should. I think this movie should be one that they super take their time on.
Yeah.
And this movie has potential to be the best MCU movie, if not, craziest.
And I think this movie could also be the hardest movie to direct. I mean, because if you just think about like the terrain and the plot, I mean, in the comics, you just have a huge planet where all the villains and heroes do is fight each other, just on the planet that they were just put there. Yeah. So to be able to execute that well, I can't imagine how hard that would have to be hard.
Dude. And I mean, obviously, talking about Phase 4, we didn't really see the direction of what was going on because it seemed like everything was all over the place. But now that we have directions all building towards Secret Wars and they're all over the place for a reason for them to build up and then eventually come together to one common goal, that's cool. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future, but I'm excited for Secret Wars, but it is going to be a hard task to do.
So no Russo brothers is what we've been hearing.
That's what we've been hearing, but I still think, they said that they would want to do it.
It's the only project they would come back for.
So I think they should get them
and we've seen how well they've done with huge teams, in Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame.
Yeah.
They gave all the characters,
they fleshed them out.
moments in small amount of screen time. So why not? I can't think of anybody else who could do a project like that.
I agree. So I would love to see, them in the Secret Wars, which is just super excited to get that direction.
I'm so hyped, man.
So hyped. All right, next up, we got those 8 projects in Phase 6 that we don't know what they haven't been titled yet that we're going to talk about real quick. So obviously, right off the bat, one of them's got to be Armor Wars, right? So, that's confirmed. That's for sure. Next one, Deadpool 3. One of them's got to be Deadpool 3.
Yeah, we know that's coming. We know it's going to be Marvel's first R-rated film, I assume. So I'm excited to see it. Disney make it. I can't wait for Deadpool's Disney jokes about it.
I can't wait.
Disney owns me now.
I know. Like, I can still do it, though.
Yeah, I can still do it.
It's like Thanos. He didn't blip me. I'm back, baby. He just appears in a different universe. I'm like, whoa. I feel like Kitty now. I feel like
I can't say what I want to say.
I can't say what I want to say anymore. And then he just says the F word. He's like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. We're good. It'd be so funny. I'm so excited.
I want to see it.
All right. So obviously getting that.
Deadpool
I think
same director, doing like Sean Levy again.
It's gonna be Sean Levy.
Killed it with the first.
He did. All right. So next up, I think is going to be. Ooh, now I gotta think a minute. I think we're going to get Shang-Chi 2. I feel like that's going to be one of them.
Shang-Chi 2.
Probably. I would assume Shang-Chi 2. Maybe in Eternals 2. Maybe. I don't know, though, to be honest. I don't.
I have a hard time seeing
Maybe they'll wait for that one. They may wait for that one.
Yeah.
All right. One of them is going to be a Wakanda-centered Disney Plus show. That one's been rumored and pretty much confirmed lately. So Wakanda show.
About who?
Okoye, I think, is going to be the main character.
Okoye?
Yeah.
All right. Next year with it.
So Wakanda Forever, just Wakanda show. Maybe a Mutants project. Maybe an X-Men movie or something like that, Mutants-wise. Possibly. I don't know, though.
They have to. I mean, if the X-Men are first seen in Secret Wars, or King Dynasty, they got to have their own, start officially somewhere rather than just pulled in for a massive fight. So they got to have their own, origin movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say MCU needs some way to introduce Ghost Rider, whether that be in its own solo film or in the Midnight Suns, like you said projects. Earlier. Yeah. I think a Midnight Suns project would probably be the keynote, maybe for that phase. Yeah. Really.
That would be really cool.
Doctor Strange.
Another
Blade,
one we know is pretty much confirmed and rumored is a 10 Rings project, with, of course, Shang-Chi's sister at the helm of that one.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't know about that one as well. But other than that, I think that pretty much covers of what we think we'll probably get there for those 8 projects. But I'm excited. I don't know. Do you think they'll announce them all at D23 or announce a few of them?
No. I could see maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3 confirmed. But they surely wouldn't
initially,
lay out.
They did say D23. They're going to save the biggest ones for that.
Oh, how is it bigger than Secret Wars?
Well,
how is it bigger than King Dynasty?
Originally, they were going to save King Dynasty and Secret Wars for D23, but with the leaked copyright information leaked super hard, they went ahead.
Yeah, they just went ahead. I guess no point in pointing it off.
Right.
So I want to, what good stuff do they have to offer after, what they just gave us? But casting,
directors, other
Fantastic
projects.
Four. Yeah. I'm really most excited for the directors, dude. Yeah. That's going to shape the movie.
Give us some
completely.
Good ones.
Yeah. That Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
For Secret Wars.
Dude.
Imagine.
I don't know if he could do it.
That'd be crazy.
But that would be insane.
That'd be insane.
Because the whole time aspect.
The time aspect, I can guarantee you that would be the best Marvel movie ever made.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We'll see. All right, so that pretty much concludes the latest superhero news here. So much, to cover.
Man.
I think next week's superhero news will be a lot lighter than this one was. But other than that, I'm excited nonetheless for all these projects. Marvel went super hard. I'm of course,
dummy hard, man.
Excited to see, the future of the MCU.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, let us know by giving us a review and a download. Heroes in the Moment is available on all major podcast platforms, all of them. So go ahead, check us out. We really appreciate the support. So thank you for the listens. Thank you for the downloads. And we love you all. As far as announcements go, we got the new Wakanda Forever trailer dropping this Thursday.
Yep.
This Thursday at 5 a.m. It's, we already talked about it, but holy crap, we're really excited for it.
So excited.
It looks amazing. So check out our thoughts on it. Check out our full breakdown this Thursday morning.
Yep. And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.